the Mandela Catalog is one of the scariest internet series to me, and I plan to go over its entire lore, every episode that has come out, and the characters. I got impatient waiting for Volume 5 to come out. If it comes out while I'm editing this, I'm going to be pissed. Now, behind me, you see the reason why I'm probably gonna remain single, because I spend my time doing this.
Man, I love Jesus. I deceive them to have a party.
Our series begins with Overthrown. We see a cartoon of the Nativity. Fun fact, actually, this is the same company that made the kids' Bible I had when I was younger. Just thought I'd share that because it adds to a bit of the horror for me. So we first see Mary just doing her daily task when this angel comes down, but it's not an angel. It looks like this, and I don't remember that in my Bible. This is the first character of the series, Gabriel. He appears to be the leader of the Legion of Alternates. So he comes down, talks, and tells Mary that she needs to reverse the delusion, and that Joseph is next. We cut to him next to Joseph, telling him to wake up, but in a creepy whisper. We then see him above the shepherds, telling them that he knows what they love, he knows what they dread, and then he does this.
I know what you love. I know what you dread. Jesus loves me, yes, I know.
We also get a description of the devil from Dante's Inferno, which I made a video on a while ago. It's not very good, but I think it's worth watching.
Mr. Squidward, open the damn door!
In the episode Volume 1 Distort, we start with a message from the Department of Temporal Phenomena, where we are told about alternates and to make sure that we lock our doors, stay home, and have a firearm at all times. If we see anyone that looks like us or is biologically impossible, to run away and hide, for they will try to give us forbidden knowledge that will make us want to die. We are then told the think principle, which is to tell an authority about your encounter, hinder its movement, identify the threat level, neutralize the alternate if it's safe to, and to know our place in reality. Know our enemy. We're then shown different alternates. We then get a call between two people, Mark Heathcliff and Cesar Torres. Cesar asks Mark to check his basement cameras to turn them on because his mom hurt herself, and he's taking her to the hospital. We then see Mark wandering around the house, turning on the cameras, and that something followed him. Mark then is locking himself in his bedroom, where he writes on a piece of paper, "It followed me home, Caesar. I do not want to see what is on the other side, but it has been days and no one has come to help me." We then see footage of Mark and things outside his room taunting him, telling him to let them in. We then see an alternate in a hallway and hear a gunshot, and are given the text, "Bad decision, Mark." We then see a Mandela County emergency responder education tape where the people that receive the calls are told that if they get a call about an alternate encounter, to reassure the caller, but not to go for help, and not to say too much, or else they may reveal their fear. We then see a test for kids called a sensory test, which has things like a cat and people. We then see a storybook of Mark's, where we learn when he was a kid that something lived in his house. We then see this hooded figure approach Mickey Mouse in a cartoon, and we see an intruder. Next, we learn about metaphysical awareness disorder, which is a mental disease that was mentioned in Volume 1, where they say that basically you're afflicted with a disease that makes you crazy after an encounter with an alternate, and that makes you want to self-exit game, but it's worth reversing the delusion. And it is given by the alternates giving forbidden knowledge, but it's easy to avoid if you're seeking out their forbidden knowledge. I'm using this one because it's an icon of the culture.
That's a nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
In the Intruder Alert episode, we see this man and it says, "Oh, I'm in your home." This is the intruder. We see a broadcast for parents advising them to show kids programs on TV. We are told if we hear them crying about the TV to wait until they stop making noise before checking on them. We get the message. They exist on different spectrums. We see a mother walk in and see an empty crib. We are told, distraught at the sight of her missing infant, she Alt F4'd and died. She used a rope in Minecraft. We then see this weird kind of face of a man on a TV. And we see that 3,426 children have vanished from Bythorn, Workshire, and Mandela County, and also the Yonder County. We are told to hide the TV. We see footage from Thatcher Davis as he explores the house, and we see the threat level go from vague to evident as we see the woman's body tampered with by an invisible force.
Hey!
Yeah?
What the hell is this?
We now go to Exhibition, which we see a cartoon of Noah's Ark, and in the same way as with the shepherds, we see that the sky grows dark. We then show images of a young Mark Heathcliff outside of a church and footage of Mark driving to said church. We then see a report from Thatcher Davis as Mark was haunted by alternates. Thatcher says the subject was paranoid for a long time. We then see the cartoon of Noah again as Gabriel says that Noah shall carry one more on his ark. This was most likely an alternate. You get a message from the Department of Temporal Phenomena saying anyone in contact with analog tech or mirrors should go to the authorities and will be compensated for them. And to contact a number about the mirror and television destruction order. The number doesn't work. I tried it.
What's the Wi-Fi password?
We now move to Volume 2. We see that the year is 2009, and we see two people, Adam Murray and Jonah Marshall, are wanted by the FBI for association with the Bythorn Paranormal Society. We see Adam get a call from a woman about her dead cat, and she needs help with the spirit passing on. Jonah remarks, an alternate cat. This shows maybe the destruction order somewhat worked. As we see multiple times in this episode, people call into question the reality of alternates, which I think is a testament to Alex's writing, because it's subtle enough that you don't realize you're being fed this information that maybe alternates are becoming less common. You just kind of move with it, and it's kind of a back thought, but you realize it. We then see them arrive to the house. Jonah remarking that asking why they banned GPSs because they're quite useful, which implies that that people just don't realize alternates are a thing sometimes. It's really questioned. As they explore the house, Jonah pulls some jokes on Adam, but eventually he keeps repeating phrases, and when Adam tells him to stop, Jonah asks what he did. We see their wanted poster in the corner of the room. I don't know why. It might be a weird corruption in the tape, because I think this is viewed on a tape. Maybe. It's weird. We then see a cartoon of Adam and Eve as the deceiver laughs. While Adam sleeps, we see footage of an alternate talking saying, "You followed the shepherd. You are a fool. Follow my voice instead. You'll find great happiness. Wake up, Adam. Don't make me wake the others." We then see a shadow moving in the house before an alternate runs to the camera and makes whispered nonsense noises. Once it leaves, we get the quote, "Patients report multiple sleepless nights after their symptoms first became apparent. It is not difficult to avoid, however. The patient must actively try to seek it out." This is an excerpt from MAD. If you remember, this is the disease alternates give people to make themselves off themselves. We then see, under the images, an argument between Adam and Jonah before it cuts to actual audio argument. Can I just say, the voice acting was superb. In summary, Jonah insists Adam is getting jaded and is going to get himself killed, and they should never have looked for someone. We don't know who this is they are talking about. When Adam goes to the basement, the TV man reappears from Intruder Alert and says, "Adam, you don't remember me?" Where flashes of images appear through the series. He then asks Adam what he did, and Adam claims he did the right thing. Adam is told no one is coming for him. We then see Jonah crying while driving away as the number 333 appears on the GPS and says, "You left him to die." Jonah then pulls over and presumably killed by an alternate.
Shadow, it's me, the devil. I'm here to convince you to do sin.
Volume 333, it starts with an empty crib and shots of a house as we hear a conversation between Jude and Lynn Murray as we see a divorce agreement between them. These are Adam's parents. Jude asks if the baby is crying because of something, and Lynn assures him that it's turned off and unplugged for weeks. We then see the TV and a woman looking at it as it switches channels in between static. We then see the promotion of Thatcher Davis to lieutenant. Good for him. We then see a call about Mark from his school about how he has been absent for a few days and for someone to check on him. We see Thatcher go to the house and see Mark's body after his self-mortis. We then see a conversation between Thatcher and Ruth Weaver. We then see the evidence of Caesar's alternate, Mark himself, and more. We also see tapes where we hear alternates talking at first. It's just two. One is worried about the time, the other assuring it that they have all the time in the world. We then hear what sounds like hundreds, maybe thousands outside of Mark's door, as if the armies of hell itself is haunting him to try to get him to leave or off himself. We see Mark's writing asking God to help him and how nobody came for him. The last line is, "Who have I been praying to?" We then see a restored tape by one Dave Lee telling Thatcher if he needs more help with these tapes just to call him. We then see a film called The Might of the Subconscious, a being named Stanley, who looks like Limbo from older Sesame Street episodes. In fact, on the original Mandela Catalog police website, Thatcher says he couldn't find the origin of Stanley, but he did appear to be like Limbo, which means that Sesame Street exists, and whatever Stanley is, based himself off of Limbo from Sesame Street to talk to children. Stanley then introduces himself and asks us about friends. He then tells us he can help make friends from nothing and asks the viewer to think of a friend and the details they have. I don't think he wants to ask me this. I have made so many nightmarish creations from Mies in Metopia. Stanley, you don't want to ask me this. We then see a call. He then says that it worked and your new friend is in your house and they're just as scared as you are. We then see a call between Jude and Thatcher about how something in their house is in their home and he thinks it hurt his wife. Thatcher asks if it looks familiar and Jude says it doesn't look like anyone he knows. This shocks Thatcher, so he goes to the house with Ruth. We see as he walks through the house a quick flash of the basement man and the body from Intruder Alert, which means the woman who was distraught at the sight of her missing infant was Adam's mother. Thatcher then jumps through a window telling Ruth to follow him. He runs to the station and calls for backup from nearby counties. At the station, we see this lanky being appear as it says phrases like, "Want to meet my friend? He likes to hide, but he wants to meet you, and I want to play with the man in the TV." Thatcher, like a badass, shoots the creature as it flies toward him, making it laugh and mold its face. We then see the names Mark Heathcliff, Cesar Torres, and Ruth Weaver.
Good morning, Starshine. The Earth says hello.
And every day it gets brighter. We get Thatcher's recollection of the events of Volume 333, and he says that he can't show his weakness and how he saw a perfect copy of himself walk away. We also see the shot of the intruder.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement. I know what you love. I know what you dread.
In Interlude, we see a number of people in Mandela County and how as of 2009, it has a populace of 1,075 people. We then see a message from Sarah Heathcliff, the sister of Mark Heathcliff, from 2007, where she attached files from the Mandela Police Department. It is a video from the Department of Temporal Phenomena about how the alternates are destroyed. We then see the quote, "In the beginning," before we see different alternates' perfect assimilation, flawed, and overdriven. And the overdriven is the one that talked to Adam in the basement. It is called a messenger.
Hey, what's up? It's me.
Stop!
I don't know how to impress upon you that physical damage done to my body does not affect me in the long.
Volume 4 opens with the story of Adam and Eve, but Adam is told to awaken in the same text from Interlude. We see Gabriel lay down an apple, and how when Adam came back, Eve saw that wasn't the same man. We then see a woman named Evelyn taking a tape from that was meant for Thatcher while Dave's talking to his musician friend O'Brien. Evelyn looks at the tape and draws some alternates after watching it. We then see an ad for the Bythorn Paranormal Society called a club at the Bythorn High School in 2007. We see Adam and Sarah in a police scene where Adam plays a tape that causes dozens of hands to appear from the doorways and walls. This scares Sarah, who says she can help give Adam information, but Adam needs to find a different partner for field missions. We see Adam driving home in Jonah's car. When he gets home and onto his computer, he immediately removes Jonah as a contact. He then messages Sarah that Jonah is dead. Sarah calls Adam and tells him to make a memorial video. We then see Thatcher in the abandoned police station lying in a bed as an alternate of Weaver is in his closet watching him. We then see Dave find out Evelyn watched the tape. We then see the alternate from Volume 333 copy Thatcher's face, call off all the backup, and run off. We then see the alternate taunt Thatcher, calling him useless, how he's just a scared boy with a gun. He then mimics Mark to taunt him. We then hear Thatcher talking to Weaver when he knows she's dead and can't hear him because he feels useless and wishes she was still there to talk to him. Have fun and watch movies. We then see Adam's video for Jonah's death, and it is funnily low quality and low effort. We then see footage from Volume 2 with sketches of alternates. We then hear Evelyn talking with Adam about how he was so nice before he started going on investigations with Jonah, and they got in a fight and he said something she wished she never said. The chapter of correspondence starts with an ad for Face Studio 2, a program where you put in 3 angles of your face and it mocaps and makes animations with it. We are told that digital technology has saved us once again. We then see the hanging feet of what I presume is Lynn Murray, while hearing talk of the true savior, and a mess of tangled limbs dancing in my bedroom. We then see Evelyn enter the police building as Dave asks Thatcher to let her work there, so she's protected from the alternates that could be now latched onto her. We then see Dave talking with Thatcher, saying he can't do this because anymore, as Evelyn might die because of this, and how they've done nothing. Dave closes up his shop and walks to the church. Malignance opens with Evelyn looking at a toddler test results for Adam Murray, and that Adam had failed the whole test. We see a hand reach over her head. She might be dead, she might be replaced, we don't know. We then see Dave call O'Brien outside the church. O'Brien says to stay still and he'll be out in a moment. Then hear the distorted noise of stay still, and then Gabriel appears, and for the first time in the series, the devil truly speaks.
You were so close, David. You had it all figured out. The stage was set for you, yet you still managed to follow the shepherd.
O'Brien?
I truly have to hand it to you. You managed to live your entire life completely clueless. You are a fool. Your existence has meant nothing. Only a matter of time before I move on to your gut friend. He seems like an easy target.
You're not real. Not gonna accomplish anything.
Oh, David, you have already done all of my bidding for me.
Gabriel then kills Dave, causing Dave's eyes to bleed. Rest in peace, a true king of our world. We then see Adam get some spam, which he tells to fuck off, but then his computer distorts as the intruder appears and tells Adam this.
The flicker of a TV illuminated this bedroom, drowning out the darkness with its favorite programs. Do you remember how we became friends? The lights scared off all the monsters. They kept him safe.
Do you remember my touch? I cradled him in my arms. My sweet boy. I took him away. Do you remember that night, Mary? When you stare into the mirror, you see the same monsters from your bedroom, don't you? But your skin is not your own. You're not the real you.
The intruder is cut off by a call from Sarah, who's asking Adam what's wrong and that she is there for him. We then see the sky as the text from the sky as the text from the first episode of the series appears, saying, "I deceived him, the Mandela Prophet. We have their prayers and the records. It begins today."
Welcome to my house. As you can see, I've knocked over many chairs because I get so tilted at the towers.
This isn't really a tilted or a tower.
Well, you see, it's a gamer pad. Not many girls come in here because I get friend zoned so frequently. But that's okay.
We then get a weird thing from a weird second channel that you can only really find if you look through the playlist, called The Beginner's Bible, The Story of Easter. We see a cartoon of the resurrection of Jesus as the guards of the tomb look at an angel, but his face is blacked out. It's definitely Gabriel. The guards run off. We then see 3 women, most notably Mary Magdalene, walking to the tomb. They see the guards run away as the world becomes grayer. Mary walks into the tomb, and we see the angels switching between the cartoon and our Gabriel. We then see Mary become an alternate, it appears like. She walks out, quote-unquote, normal, and says that she must spread the word.
We've been trying to contact you regarding your car's extended warranty.
In Mandela Catalyst, we see the 2009 Channel 3 incident where outside the St. Gabriel Church, someone is on the scene for what I presume is Dave's death. It goes gray with a loud buzzing noise. We then see a conversation between Sarah and Evelyn talking about Adam. Evelyn then hears Adam in her home, so when she turns on the light, we see the messenger. She screams, asking Adam who that is. We then see leaked audio from the Bythorn Hospital as we learn Dave has no eyes in death. 2 nurses talk about how Mandela County is forgotten, as most people have left. We hear them say that the brain shouldn't do something, whatever it is. We then see outside the Mandela police station, text from Gabriel telling Thatcher that he is his conscience and he should follow the screams he hears. We then see Thatcher finding Adam, who is writhing on the floor. We see bleach and other hints that after learning of his true identity as an alternate, Adam tried to Alt F4 himself out of life. Adam screams for Thatcher to please just kill him.
Hi, Shadow. It's me, the devil. I love you. I'm having so much fun with you.
Thank you, I suppose?
In Presto, we see an ad by Dave saying Mandela Tech is shutting down and to buy things while you can. We then hear a call from Sarah and Evelyn as Sarah taps into road camps looking for Dave. Evelyn tells Sarah that she'll recognize his fake-looking mustache and flannel. Evelyn then talks about seeing the alternate that still thinking it was Adam. The call is interrupted. I assume the footage we see at the police station is on Evelyn's computer, as I think the intruder or some being just hacked into it. As it connects, we see Thatcher talking to Adam. Thatcher seems sympathetic as he talks to Adam. And Adam says he hated Jonah and how he talks about Volume 2 and how he was told all of this would happen and how it's all his fault. Jonah, almost everything. Thatcher asks who Adam says was talking to it, and Adam replies, God. Adam's face distorts the whole time like a writhing alternate. We then see these images about an urban tragedy, how Thatcher Davis dooms all as intruders appear on TVs. We are then told how we were all caught up in our own volitions and how we never noticed our world becoming a gray, twisted... tell you all, but we see in the latest episode 1/1909, 221A, we see images of Gabriel and the intruder drawn on paper, most likely by Adam, in a church where it says, "The answers lie beneath." Okay, so some connecting points I think I've found here is I think this guy right here is also the intruder, who is also Stanley, TV Man, and an intruder. Why do I think this? Well, if we pay attention here, he has a very similar face structure to kind of this weird distorted face the intruder has. But also, in Every Day Gets Brighter, we see what looks like this face inside of the intruder's hood. Now, we don't know what the intruder is, but I think this guy is actually not even an alternate. I think he's literally just a demon that comes out of the TV. Alex has said that the intruder is not an alternate, but I still think he's on the side of Gabriel. He's just actually a demon. He doesn't copy people to pretend to be them. He copies them to manipulate them, to hurt them, to allow other alternates in. Hence why he kidnaps all the children, to replace them with alternates. Now, when it comes to the alternate known as a messenger, I think this one right here is actually Mary Magdalene's alternate, because they wear the same kind of headdress, which is typical to a nun, but we know Gabriel controls the churches. So I think this is Mary Magdalene's, the messenger is Mary Magdalene's alternate, because she is told by Gabriel to go spread the message of Jesus's resurrection or Gabriel's power. Now here we have a list of alternates I couldn't really find that are connected to anything in specific. Like we have the one that's just in Thatcher's closet tormenting him, which now that I think about it might be the one of Ruth that's also just in his closet, but I'm not really sure. We have N here, who icon, cultural icon. We have just the ones that have been used in examples of an alternate's evolution. We have the flawed, a perfect copy. We have these ones from Volume 1 Restored. I want to go into characters, their kind of stories and connecting points. Okay, first we have quote-unquote Caesar, and also quote-unquote Mark. You know, this alternate copies Mark after Mark shoots himself. We have the basement alternate guy that follows Thatcher from the TV. He kills Ruth Weaver. We also seemingly, it's implied that this guy is somewhat connected to Caesar and Mark. I am not sure how. I don't have the info to figure out how. We have an intruder, the intruder, Stanley, basement TV man. They are confirmed to be the same being. We have Sarah Heathcliff, founder of the Bythorn Paranormal Society, who's also Adam, who's friends with Adam, who's actually an alternate who was replaced at birth. There's who had Jonah join him for his investigations. Jonah is dead. Up here we have our goat, Dave Lee. I miss you. Who is killed by Gabriel after he goes to the church after Evelyn finds the tape of the alternates and is seemingly now being tracked by them. We have Gabriel, the villain, who, when first appearing, looks like this, then this, then this. And he's also described in the same way that the devil is in Dante's Inferno, which is a good book. I did a weird 5-minute parody thing, if you want to check that out. It's not the best work I've done, but it's fine. We have ourselves a messenger, who is also the alternate of, who's this alternate, who's here, who apparently tries to inflict Adam with mad, who appears in the doorway of Evelyn's house, who also, we see Evelyn might be dead. There's a hand following her, but I don't think she is. I think the alternates are there purely to just steal the records, or it's just the alternate in the closet just attaching to Evelyn to try to just torment her, haunt her a bit. We also see, we have Adam here, who, he becomes that. I mean, as any growing boy does. We have this text here that says that we were caught up in our own volition, that we never noticed our world turning into a gray, twisted version of itself. I don't know what that means. We also have Thatcher Davis, the GOAT of all time, fighting against the alternates. We have the intruder telling Adam that his skin is not his own. He's not him. He's an alternate. Adam drinks bleach to try to kill himself. He's crying. He cries. Adam takes him back to the... Thatcher takes Adam back to the police base and talks to him, where Adam claims that he was told this would happen by God. which it's definitely Gabriel. Like, there's no doubt it's Gabriel. Okay, so with the new information that just happened, I'm going to cross Adam off of the unknown list and put him onto the list of... Dang it, I can't get this cap off. Put him on the list of alternates. Intruder, we still don't know what the hell he is. But we at least now know for sure that Adam is an alternate. Thanks for your reaction, Dave. Love you. Okay, so we now have a kind of... This is every person I could find, at least when I was rewatching it over and over. So I'm just going to go through. We have our mystery. Don't know what they are. It's the Intruder, of course, as I've said countless times. What is he? I hope Alex tells us, or at least gives us some hints, because I'm losing my mind. What is he? He functions like an alter... What is he, Alex? Alex, tell me. We have our people. We have Thatcher Davis. We have Sarah Heathcliff and Evelyn. Those are the only people I 100% know for sure are currently alive. Yeah, we're not doing so great. At least named characters. I'm not going unnamed characters. We have alternates. We have Gabriel, Mark, Caesar, Miss Torres, and a messenger and Adam. Those are our confirmed alternates. We also have our dead characters. Caesar, Mark, Miss Torres, Jonah, Jude Murray, Ruth Weaver, Dave Lee, and I forgot to write down Mrs. Murray, but yeah, she's also dead for sure. Like, she's dead. She hung herself. I can't say that. She exited she Alt F4'd herself. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The entire series of the Mandela Catalog recaps. I hope Volume 5 doesn't come out after I recorded this intro, because it's going to look really weird if I just have Volume 5 recap in between me recording this. So I'm leaving this up until I'm done editing for sure. And if Volume 5 comes out the day after I upload this, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be livid. Anyways, I hope you like, subscribe, go follow Alex's channel. This has been a blast. I'm going to do more stuff like this in the future, because I like doing this in the Monument Mythos video, which you should check out, by the way. I'm probably going to upload the first chunk of Modern Day, re-upload that as its own thing, because I accidentally put audio over it, so that makes it hard to understand. But that's a different thing. Like, subscribe, go check out Alex Kisser's channel. He deserves the world. And yeah, I don't know. I'm probably going to do The Oldest View next, or Jojo Rabbit.